Oh, they were at my batteries. Whew. How will I dance? Well, I have to be real honest with you and up front. When I awakened this morning, I was in one of those playful moods and, you know, I won't say naughty, but playful. And everything has been wonderful today. There's been an excitement and a goodness and a joy, and I feel all revved up. So I don't know what you're going to get from a lesson today, but you know, I'm going to give my best shot, and we'll take it from there. Got to get all my props here. It's always amazing to me that when we designed this and had it built for our center, this lectern, I thought, well, there's plenty of space. There's a shelf for everything that you need. But as we grow and as we unfold, we just need more shelves and more space for our stuff. But anyhow, it's all on order here today, so we're going to take it for a whirl. So what I want to say to you today is, beautiful beings and wonderful ones, welcome to Sunday celebration. Welcome to that goodness, that place that has spoken in meditation, certainly with the music, certainly with the wonderful opening treatment by Rod today. There is that sense of peace, that sense of joy, that sense of goodness that is emanating from everyone in this room today. We're on fire. We're on fire. We're all jazzed up, and I don't know whether it's Thanksgiving and we're all going to be turkeys or what, but everybody's having a good day, and I like that. We celebrate Thanksgiving not only in this community and with our families and friends, but we celebrate Thanksgiving and that attitude of gratitude each and every day. Each and every day. We can call upon that goodness that is ours, our supportive nature. Spirit holds for us in the hands of that infinite good. There is that one power, and that power allows us the privilege of a life of joy, of prosperity and goodness, wellness, all of that. And I know as I move into my lesson today, in gratitude, and that's the name of the lesson, but we've hammered that, haven't we? We want you to be conscious. You want to get the door? But what I want you to know is that as we reveal and recall and consider the goodness that is ours, that we hunker into that perfect winter that's about to be. And you heard me up front today how grateful I am for the new roof on this building. And I'm not here to do an infomercial, but I am going to do one. And that's the 3A, AA Roofing out of Orland.
R.
Oh, R? I thought it was AA. Oh, I've been saying the wrong thing. I know what that is too. Okay, 3R Roofing. All right. Well, anyhow, they're wonderful people. They put on a roof. They told us that it would not rain during the application. Monday, they stripped the old shingles off and felted, put the black paper underneath the major portion, the two-story portion of the building. And on Tuesday, they did the side portions, same way. Wednesday, they unloaded the roof. And on Wednesday and by 5 o'clock on Thursday, as the clouds rolled in, the roof was completed. So great people to work with, and I am so blessed, and we're going to be dry. So that's really good. So we do give thanks, and as I start my lesson today, I want to share with you one of my greatest gifts that came to me last year at Christmas was Words That Matter. It's a book by Oprah. And this is what she says, and this is how I feel today as I celebrate Thanksgiving with you. I live in the space of thankfulness, and I have been rewarded 1,000,000 times over for it. I started out giving thanks for the small things. And the more thankful I became, the more my bounty increased. That's because what you focus on expands. And when you focus on the goodness in your life, you create more of it. Now that's just science of mind right out of 101. But I wanted to share that with you, and that is how I start my lesson today, and that sense of gratitude, that sense of peace, and that sense of love that is emanating from all of you. You should see what I'm looking at today. All these happy faces filled with love. Son of a gun, if I'm giving back to you 1/10 of what you're giving me, we're rich people today, let me tell you. When events happen in our lives and occurrences come to be, perhaps we're not always pleased with what transpires. Perhaps we don't like what transpires. And maybe it's not going in your favor. But I know that at the center of every activity there is that divine good and that perfect presence and that power that we call God. Infinite knowing tells us that that power is what propels us, what brings the catalyst to change in life and goodness and newness. It is our center, it is our core belief in the power that allows us to be the being that we are. They are the gifts that we celebrate. And even if it doesn't look real good at that time, like I mentioned, we know something greater is to be known. Something greater is awaiting our recognition. A few years ago, I had the opportunity to go to a conference, United Conference and an international conference for ministers in Scottsdale, Arizona. I believe it was about 7 or 8 years ago. We were just coming together, and it was the first time that all of us from their side and our side came together as one side, the family meeting. Well, I attended this, and it was great. And Mary Manning Morrissey was there, and she said something that has resonated with me. And as I shared with you a couple of weeks ago, I'm cleaning files and getting rid of stuff that serves no purpose. But one of the things that serves purpose for me is in my lesson today is this quote that I took from her. I didn't throw that paper away. But she said, sometimes things just happen and such events need extra grace. She called them NEGs, needing extra grace. Now, we all have purpose and we all have occasions in our life when we need that extra grace. When we need to give it, we need to receive it, and we need to express with it. And gratitude is one of the graces. One of the graces. When I was a child, and that's when the dinosaurs roamed the earth, my parents were young. And isn't it amazing when you're a child, you think your parents are so old. And then when you get wisdom-filled, they really weren't that old. Funny how life gives us these lessons, isn't it? Well, on many rainy days, now we lived in a very small home, 1,270 square feet, 2 stories, 4 kids, mom and dad, 1 bathroom. No. So there wasn't any family room, there wasn't any Florida room, there wasn't any place to get away from anybody. So you can imagine when it was raining and miserable weather, there wasn't a place to go. And we were very enthused children and playful, and I'm sure at times my mother could have hit us in the head with a 2x4, but that loving grace that she possessed never came to be to hit us. In fact, my whole life, I don't think I was ever spanked or hit or slapped. She just loved us through it. But one of the things that they would do, both mom and dad, they would say, well, let's have a quiet time. Let's play Remember. So we would be still, quiet, and we'd all get together, and so they would tell us stories of their life when they were children. And certainly they didn't tell us that they walked 42 miles on a rainy day without any shoes on, nothing like that, but they shared their life with us. And I am so forever grateful for those wonderful memories. Those fond memories are so rich in my mind now as an adult. But those memories were the foundation that give us purpose, or give my family, my 3 siblings and myself, purpose in our life. And also during that quiet time of remembrance, it kept the ceiling intact and the rafters intact in the house. Because we were noisy people, real noisy. And that was a kind of a mood I awakened in today, kind of noisy and excited and, just like a bunch of long-tailed cats in a room full of rocking chairs. Just wild, just wild, just wild. But I'm going to taper it a little bit. If I had been a parent at that time, I probably would have, and had all those 4 kids running around like a bunch of banshees, I probably would have taped their lips and tied their hands together. But I'm so glad my mom didn't. It allows me to express today. Yeah. Well, this is what I know. We must and should and wonder about manifesting gratitude. Been spoken about a lot today. And as I enter into this, I know that every chick, every child, every man, every woman is a manifestation of God. Our basic teaching, the science of mind, that principle is evident in all that we teach and all that we speak of. And a point to remember is that as you express this gratitude this holiday season, and it's hard to think that Christmas is just, a month away, 4 weeks, a little over. That poor turkey that did nothing to me is going to get baked. Oh, golly, jeepers. But we want to express this holiday season. We want to express this gratitude. And I like to think that the spiritual gifts are like holiday cookies. Take 2, they might be small. Appreciate them. Appreciate the gifts that Spirit has given. And we celebrate the magnificence that Spirit is. Gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. It opens the floodgate for life. And gratitude turns what we have and what we desire into enough and more than enough. There is abundance in all things. Always has been, always will be. The only thing there may not be abundance of is our recognition and our consciousness at the moment. As we recognize the goodness that flows and the goodness that's everywhere present, we bring it on. We celebrate this magnificence. There is more than enough. If we're not thinking that way, we're having use of limited thinking. And limited thinking restricts, condenses, and compresses. And I'm very aware that that's not here today in this congregation. You're all abundant and excited and filled with love and joy. And I looked at the table in the food room today in fellowship, and you're going to be full of pumpkin pie. That's a good thing, isn't it? Well, gratitude turns denial into acceptance, chaos into harmony and order. Gratitude takes confusion and disarray and makes clarity out of it. It gives us purpose. It gives us direction. And it gives us the foundation for the life that we choose. Gratitude gives us the opportunity to turn a ho-hum meal into a feast. And I know that many of us will be having that Thanksgiving feast this Thursday. But we don't have to hold on to that thought just for Thanksgiving. We can take that pot pie and we can take those leftovers and make a banquet out of it. It's all in the thought that we give to it. Gratitude makes a stranger a friend. And it makes someone that you might have had some kind of an altercation with, you see them through different eyes. Gratitude is that compassionate state of consciousness that allows us the place to expand, not only ours, but how we view the whole site from here. What gratitude does for us, it does through us. It flows. It makes sense. It makes sense of our thinking. And it makes sense of the past. It brings peace for today. And it creates the vision for your tomorrow and your future. Of all of the words in our opening attraction here. What is it called?